Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I am here to do a detailed April reading for my Leos. Okay, I love the Leo energy, and I am going to give you all a full reading here as I've done with some of the other signs. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use the astrological houses to cover the different areas of your life. So I will pull a significator card that will look at the overall reading, and then we'll pull two tarot cards for each of the different areas, and then we'll pull two spirit cards to kind of give us some overarching guidance from spirit. And we're going to dig into what does it look like for April? What do you need to know? What's coming your way? What can you look forward to? What might be some challenges for your month of April? So let's jump right in. I'm going to start the pile picking, which is can take a little bit of a while because we're going through all of these 12 areas, 12 houses. So if you would prefer to jump directly into the reading, you are welcome to do that because this is going to be a fairly long reading. You can use the timestamp, in the comments or in the description. And you'll notice that there are quite a bit of timestamps because although this entire reading is for my Leos, you all deserve a full reading. You can navigate through it through looking at the various areas if you prefer to do that, or if you don't have time to look at the whole reading or all of that. Okay, so it's a way for you to kind of navigate through the entire reading to get to the area that you want to look at, but the whole reading will be for you, and I will be kind of connecting the different areas throughout the reading. Okay, but right now I'm going to go ahead and start the pile picking, so feel free to jump down there to the timestamps whenever you are ready. So I'm asking Spirit for my Leos for the month of April. First, what we'd like to get, Spirit, is an overarching significator card for April for my Leos for the month of April for my Leos. The cards are just jumping, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them this other way. Oops. Okay. Already been shuffled a couple of times and prayed over, and I feel like that card is just wanting to come forward, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's going to be your significator card. All right. So we're going to use two other decks for your other cards. So now we're pulling for your first house, which is going to be your house of self, kind of how you see yourself and how others see you. So for my Leos, for the month of April, Spirit, what do they need to know about this area of self? The area of self. This can also be about self-image and confidence for my Leos. Okay, and we're going to pull from the Light Seers deck for that same house, for that first house. Oops. Okay, there we go. And then now we're going to move on to your second area, second house. So again, I'm not an astrologer. I'm a intuitive tarot reader. So I'm just using the houses as the area. So we're looking at the second house, which is going to be your house of income. So Spirit, we want to know it within the area of income, that which our Leos value. They're also their self-worth, their material possessions for the month of April. What do they need to know, Spirit? What do they need to know? Let's look at that. Okay, and then from the Light Seers deck for the same house, this house of income. Okay. All right. Now, for my Leos, for their third house, which is going to be their area of communication. Their area of communication, what they think about, what they're expressing, also their interactions within their environment. Okay. What do they need to know for the month of April? And from the Light Seers deck for the same area, that third house of communications, what do my Leos need to know? What do my Leos need to know for the month of April to navigate on their soul journey. Okay, and then for your fourth house or area, which is going to be your house of home. This deals with your domestic sphere. So again, this is a general reading for all Leos. So that can look like a bunch of different things. However, your domestic sphere looks like your family, your inner life. Also can cover real estate in terms of what is foundational for you. Okay. And in the Light Seers deck, for my Leos for the month of April, what do they need to know with regards to their domestic sphere? Okay. And now we're going to move on to looking at your fifth area house, which is your house of self-expression. Your house of self-expression. This often covers your creative pursuits. Okay. Also your area of fun, your hobbies. What is up for my Leos for the month of April? This popped off of that. Okay. And then for the Light Seers, for the same area. Oops. There we go. All right. And now we're moving to your house of health, sixth house, which is going to be your health and wellness. In spirit, we want our Leos to be good and healthy and grounded. What do they need to know for the month of April with regard to their health and wellness? What do they need to know for the month of April for my Leos? I feel like it's this one there. Okay, and then from the Light Seers deck for my Leos, for the month of April, what do they need to know with regards to health and wellness? Oh, it's popping right out. And then we're moving on now to look at your one-on-one partnerships. Move these over so that we have room. Okay, so one-on-one partnerships for my Leos for the month of April. Understand that your one-on-one partnerships can be romantic, but they also can be platonic. They can also be dealing with career. They could be dealing with creative pursuits. Okay, just one-on-one partnerships. And then within the Light Seers deck for that same area, one partnerships. Okay, and now we're moving on to your eighth area, which is going to be your house of intimacy or shared resources. This talks about the area where you have like the deepest bonds, emotional bonds. Transformation can also be occurring here. Okay, so for my Leos for the month of April, what do they need to know? Okay, and then for the Light Seers deck, that same area. Things are just shooting out there. Okay. All right. And now for the ninth area, which is going to be your house of adventure and higher learning. This also can cover travel, broadening your horizons. Okay. Higher learning, sort of that overarching area there. And then within the Light Seers deck, for that same area, for my Leos for the month of April, what do they need to know? For my Leos for the month of April. All right. And now for the 10th house, which is going to be your house of career, profession. What do my Leos need to know for the month of April, Spirit, so that they can continue on their soul journey toward joy, abundance, and happiness? Okay. And love, that's what it was. Joy, abundance, and love. Okay, so for their career, for my Leos, for the month of April, this is the Light Seers deck. What do they need to know? What do they need to know, Spirit? This one? Okay. All right, and now we're moving on to your 11th house, which is going to be your house of networks, or you can think of it as sort of your communities, your groups. We have multiple groups in our lives. It can be spiritual communities, it can be work communities, it could be friend communities, okay? Just those networks, the groups that you have. What do you need to know, my Leos, for the month of April? Spirit, what do my Leos need to know for the month of April? Okay. And then for the Light Seers deck, for their networks and groups. Popped right out. All right. And then for the 12th house, excuse me, which is going to be, okay, your house of, let me try that again just in case. Okay, your house of spirituality. And spirituality, or the unconscious, or kind of what is going on underneath the surface. All right. So that is going to be your pull of tarot cards for your reading, Leo. And so all my Leos, I'm going to pull just some quick final cards from Spirit. Spiritual guidance for your month. And we've got one. And let's pull one more for my Leos. For the month of April. For my Leos. For the month of April. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So that is going to be your reading. All of my beautiful Leos. And we are going to move into your reading. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. I ask that you please, if you have not already, click that subscribe button down there. Hit a like for me. Share a beautiful comment. I would love to hear from you about what resonates with you. And with that, we're going to be going into your reading. I'll see you in your reading. Hello, welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and this is a detailed reading for my Leos for the month of April. Okay, so we're going to dig in. So reading is going to be for all of those of you who have sun sign in Leo, rising in Leo, moons in Leo, or multiple signs in Leo in areas in your chart that you want to check into, and or cross-watchers are also welcome. Okay, we are, as I said in the intro, but just in case you're just clicking right into the reading, we are going to leverage the astrological houses as areas of your life. And then we're going to, I am not an astrologer. I am a intuitive tarot reader. So I am going to, we have pulled tarot for all of those areas. And we're going to look at what is the energy that's going to be around you in that house. What is some guidance perhaps for you, possibly some challenges, and all of that. So we're going to dig in, look at your story of your month for April, and let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is look at the Significator, which is kind of give us an overview of kind of what's going on for April for you. Okay. Oh, wow, Leo, that's great. That's great. You got the Star card. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so we've got these YouTube rules, so our little Star card is going to have to sit like that, not fully exposed. But the good news is the Star card is just such a joyful card within the tarot, but it has a special emphasis on healing. Right? So self-love and healing and after coming out of a dark period, like having that illuminating light, right, of the star in your life. And because we're looking at this in the role of the significator for the reading, it lets me know that we may see themes throughout your month of April that have to do with coming into a space of celebration, coming into a space of abundance, and from the healing that you've been doing. It's telling me very clearly from Spirit that many of you have been doing some inner, deeper work on yourself and coming to a greater level of self-love and self-understanding, if you will. And that is going to be reflected in your month of April. I'm sure of it. So we'll see how the trend goes, and we'll see how this sits as an overarching energy for your April. The star is a beautiful one to have over. The card says the blessing that is bestowed upon those who choose to follow their true north, meaning following your purpose, following your heart, stepping into your direct soul journey. Okay. So you all have been doing the work to get on board with that. And that energy is going to cover you for the month of April. Now we're going to look into your first house, which is going to be your house of self. It's going to be how people see you, or maybe how you see yourself. Also like your self-image or identity. Can it also deal with confidence? Oh, what? These are really lovely cards, you guys. So you're starting off strong, okay? You've got, okay, so this is the Muse deck. And the Muse deck uses a little bit slightly different language. But the Four of Inspirations is akin to the Four of Wands in the classic tarot, okay? And then you've got the Six of Pentacles. So we're talking about how people see you and how you see yourself. The Four of Wands speaks about like celebration, but celebration in community with family. It can also speak about specific celebratory events with family. Okay. There's just really an energy, of joy and coming together, community and celebration. Okay. What a great thing. So really sort of this sense that people are going to see you as someone who is in a celebratory space, but also engaged with community, connecting with the sacredness of community, the wholeness of community. And this pairs very nicely with the Six of Pentacles, okay? The Six of Pentacles here is about a balancing of giving and receiving, okay? That there is balance here. The Six of Pentacles is a card of generosity. So what I'm hearing is that for you all Leos in the month of April, you're going to find that you are so abundant within like materially, because this is the Pentacles card, but also I'm getting a sense of sort of abundant of spirit, abundant of heart, right? And that you're going to have this sense of generosity. So people are going to really see you as someone who is generous, and you're going to feel the desire to be giving, because you're also going to find that as you give, you also receive. There's this easy flow of give and take within your life. Beautiful, harmonious energy to start off with for your first house, okay, for the month of April. Now we're going to move into your second house, which is going to be your house of income. And you've got, so you've got the Five of Materials, which translates to the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. I'm glad you've got this Page of Pentacles here. So let's talk about this Five of Pentacles, or Five of Materials. What this card is really showing you here is that this is sort of the gate of abundance. And Spirit is here trying to nudge you closer to that gate of abundance, Leo, because you are wrapped in this tattered blanket of self-worth. So there's a concern here. So this again is bringing me back to this energy of the star. There's going to be a need for you in April to really believe in your limitless possibility, believe in the power of being able to manifest what you desire with regard to your finances and to your health, okay? Because this Five of Materials kind of covers that area as well. And this is really talking about upping that sense of value, upping your sense of worth, so that abundance can flow more easily to you, because it is an open door. At any moment, you can get up from that spot of feeling beat down and turn in the direction of your abundance. Now, what's really lovely, my Leos, is that you've got the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles, so these two energies together are very promising to me, because you may be in a place of feeling stuck right now. You may be feeling like you're not liking where your financial situation is. You may be feeling like a source of income is either going down or feels like it's been cut off, or you're lost around how it's working. It's affecting you in some way. Or for some of you, this may have, because remember, this is a general reading, some of this may have to do with your health, okay? So feeling like maybe your health is not as where you want it to be. But the Page of Pentacles is a messenger of manifesting new opportunities. He speaks specifically about manifesting new financial opportunities. And so there really is a sense here that Spirit is saying, hey, Leos, look in the direction of your opportunities and move toward the abundance. Get up from where you're laying down. You don't need to be in that space, okay? So if you've been in a space of feeling a bit of hopelessness, it's time to shake off that hopelessness blanket, get up and look around, because there are going to be opportunities that the page is bringing in for you for the month of April, and you want to be ready to receive them. Now, understand that the page energy is like an apprentice energy, a useful energy, a beginner type energy. So some of you may be starting a new project, or possibly even a new job, or starting a new, sort of a project that would bring you a new stream of income. I'm hearing from Spirit that you all really need to be looking to see that you have multiple streams of income, okay? Meaning that your income, your monthly income is coming from, it's not dependent on one source, like your regular 9 to 5, right? Or if you even have a regular 9 to 5, but just, looking at what are some other ways that you can have multiple avenues, revenue sources, okay? But you are set up to be able to have new opportunities. So keep your eyes open, all right? That's what I'm seeing for your second house of income. Now we're going to move into your third house, which is going to be your house of communication. And this is going to be sort of what you're thinking about, what you might be talking about, also kind of your interactions within your environment. Okay, your communication. Oops. All right. Interesting. Okay. So you've got the 10 of Inspirations, which translates to the 10 of Wands. Now, the 10 of Wands can be seen as kind of a little bit of a tough card, but not so much, because it's a 10, so it is the end of a cycle. But it's talking about feeling overburdened, feeling like you've got an immense amount of obligations, responsibilities. It's almost like too much to carry here. But by the time you get to the 10, because you've been carrying them all through this journey of the wands, you start to look for support. So Leos, if people are offering you support for how you're carrying your responsibilities and burdens, you need to look at that. Like, how can you spread the wealth, if you will, around your burdens and obligations? This is also saying that you're coming to an end of that period. So whereas many of you all have been, pushing and feeling like you're just about to drop, you're just overburdened, there is going to be an ending that is coming for you in that area. And what's nice about this is that in conjunction with this card, you've got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is a part of one of the major arcanas for the Tarot card. And it talks about a spiritual leader, a guide, an awakening, okay? A greater understanding of new paradigms, okay? New ideas, new ways of looking at things. So you may be, and because remember, we're talking about your house of communication for the month of April. So this sense of burdens may be something that you're thinking a lot about and feeling like you may be actually talking about. I'm feeling like I have so much responsibilities. I feel overburdened. But what's nice about having the Hierophant here is that this means that you have an opportunity. The Hierophant brings in this energy of being able to think differently about things, change the way you're dealing with your responsibilities. Sometimes a very slight shift in how you're looking at your world of responsibilities or burdens or whatever it might be can like change your whole world, Leo. So it really says to me that you can have a paradigm shift. You can have a thought process shift in the month of April with regards to your responsibilities as well as other things that are going to be heavy on your mind. Your mind is going to allow you to look at the situations that you're dealing with in a new and different way that I believe is actually going to provide you the relief you need at the end of this cycle of all of these burdens that were too much to carry, and allow you to land at a place where the wealth is distributed more equally for you, okay? Or the burdens are distributed more equally for you. This is lovely. And then also because it's in your realm of communication, I feel like the Hierophant is also talking about you're going to have an even greater connection, communication, if you will, with spirit, with your guides, with your higher self, however you envision that higher voice that is a guiding force for you in some way. However you embody that, however you experience that, it feels like the Hierophant is like that spiritual leader, that guide that is helping you to move forward on your soul journey. Okay. So just being in stronger communication with that because it's falling into your communication house. That's lovely, Leo. So let's keep going, and we're going to go on to your 4th house, which is going to be your house of home. This covers also domestic, anything like domestic, the domestic sphere, if you will. And because this is a general reading, a lot of you all have different kind of homes. There's a lot of different ways to be at home, but however it is that your domestic sphere looks like, this is what this is going to cover. Okay, interesting. Okay. So you've got the Page of inspiration. And remember that the inspirations in this deck is talking about the wands. So it's the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is a very creative energy because wands are like, they represent fire. They tend to be a bit more fast moving energy. Okay. They talk about creativity. All right. And so the page is also, all pages are a bit of a useful energy, almost like an apprentice, right? And so it talks about having all of these ideas, like just a million sparks of ideas coming in for you. Okay. So within your home sphere, I feel like you all are going to have a lot of ideas about how to make your home, elevate your home, if you will, in some way, your domestic sphere, how your family is dealing with one another, the things that you do together, how you all are whole in some way, how it is that you celebrate with each other, how you get work done, the whole realm of your domestic sphere. You're going to have some ideas, and you'll be able to plant some new seeds for how you're moving forward in your domestic sphere. You're going to have a sort of sense of having a better, stronger, energetic zest for life, new senses of exciting possibilities and new ways to look at your home life, which is wonderful. Okay. Now, in addition to that, you've got the Devil card. Now, the Devil card is interesting because it speaks to a couple of things when I'm thinking about your home sphere. So kind of the traditional look at the Devil card is it's dealing with sort of vices, the shadow part, right? And this sense of like self-inflicted bondage, right? Holding yourself, like self-inflicted bonds. So like feeling like you're trapped in a certain type of way when it's really kind of your own making in a sense. Okay. So it's like you all are also being asked, I think, in the month of April to really examine the shadow side of your home life. Like, what is your thinking around it? What are some things so that you can begin to, as you're doing in some of these other areas, shift your paradigm so that it is a prosperous, abundant, loving paradigm towards your domestic life, okay? The other thing, though, about the Devil card, I just want to say is that sometimes people don't really call out, is that sometimes the Devil card is just saying you need to have a little bit of fun, Okay. And so I feel like with this card, there's a balance here. Like on one level, you need to make sure that you're dealing with the shadow side. You're not overindulging in some way. Okay. But you also need to have some fun in your domestic sphere and act on some of these creative ideas and this new passion and this sort of zest for life that you've got within that area of your life. Okay. So, yeah, that's lovely. That's also really beautiful energy. Just be mindful of vices. Don't overindulge, my Leos, and just have fun. All right, now let's move into your fifth house, which is going to be your house of self-expression, which also talks about creative pursuits. It can talk about like your sense of play, hobbies. Ooh. Okay. All right, Leos. Okay, so you've got the 10 of emotions. This is going to represent your 10 of cups. The 10 of cups is one of the best cards in the tarot. There's a lot of really good cards in the tarot, and the 10 of cups is definitely one of them. It talks about joy, happiness, abundance. You can see they're like celebrating, like dancing, all of this joy, fulfillment. Spiritual, because the cups represent sort of that emotional area of our world. It talks about the spiritual area of our world. And so this is talking about connecting with the universe and others and celebrating, have a sense of really just a sincere, grounded joy, happiness, abundant joy, if you will, at the Abundant Joy channel. That's exactly what it is. It's abundant joy. And then you've got this 7 of Wands. Now, sometimes in the typical reading of the 7 of Wands, it can talk about having to kind of stand up for yourself and protect yourself in some way. But it's really kind of speaking to a sense of resilience, perseverance. But what I'm really getting here is that this is also about grounding yourself. Okay, so there's going to be all of this joy and happiness and this sense of community and wanting to be engaged with community in the month of April for you, Leo. And there's also going to be a need for you to have some time where you're pulling the protective bubble over you. You're doing your meditation. You're grounding yourself in your energy, in your own power, so that, she's can just see that beautiful light right at her solar plexus, right? So there's this real sense of like grounding yourself in your own power and staying connected to that, even as you're celebrating and being out in the community, maybe more than you have been, okay? But really good energy, you all, for your sense of self-expression, creativity. Get out there and create. This is a great and joyful card to be able to work with others to create, no matter what it is that you create, whether you're an artist, a writer, singer, dancer, whatever it might be, whether you are a visionary, a writer, creating through technology, whatever it might be, science, any area in which you are creating something is going to be on fire, really, in the month of April, Leo. That's incredible. Good energies there for you. Now we're going to jump into your 6th house, which I think is like one of our most foundational houses. It is your health and well-being. Okay, so let's take a look at what you have here. Okay, interesting. So it's kind of like this energy. The 9 of Wands is even more strongly. The 7 of Wands is more about kind of perseverance and like showing your will and standing up for yourself. The 9 of Wands is about pushing forward, being resilient, being determined, continuing to push yourself forward because you've been working on something for a while and you may feel like you're overburdened and you're wanting to like put down your work. But she's showing you here that she is resilient. She is confident. She's going to continue to move forward. So things that you've been working on within your own healing, really, with this star card lets me know that you've been doing healing. So within your well-being, within your health, whatever you've been working on, Spirit is saying, keep going. You're almost there. Do not give up. Keep putting it in and keep putting the work in. You're doing great work. You're improving your health. You're doing better. Okay. So just keep at it. Do not give up now. All right. The other thing that this is saying here, because you've got the Ace of Inspirations and you've got the Nines. So on one level, the things that you've already started, all of you beautiful Leos, what you've already started, keep doing. Keep at it. You're seeing results. Keep moving. Do not give up. Do not put it down. And then at the same time, you're going to get some new ideas to be able to enhance maybe what you're already doing, or maybe even start on another area that you haven't been dealing with. So maybe you've been dealing with food choices, and now in the month of April, you're going to add on doing some things within your physical body, whether that be a walking routine or an exercise routine, or doing a different kind of yoga or Pilates, whatever it might be. Okay. It also can be, so this is health and wellness is going to be your whole health and wellness, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Okay. So really maybe some new ideas on how to meditate if you haven't been doing that, or, whatever it might be, but you've got some newness coming in that's going to help you to get grounded in your health and wellness, and whatever you've been doing that's already moving forward. You're already seeing results. Do not give up, even if it feels frustrating, even if it feels hard. Just keep going, okay? Beautiful. Good work. Good work, Leo. All right. So now we're moving on to your one-on-one partnerships. Remember that your one-on-one partnerships can reflect romantic partnerships or platonic partnerships. It could be creative. Oh, wow. Beautiful, Leo. Come on, Leos. Yes. Okay, this is really, really nice. Okay, so what I was saying, it could be romantic, platonic, it could be career. Just basically, it's just one-on-one partnerships, whatever that looks like. It could be a creative partnership. All right. What you've got here is awakening, okay? And this is number 20. So it's in the Muse deck. It would represent the Judgment card, okay? Now, the Judgment card is all about seeing yourself, seeing your whole self, your true, authentic self, accepting yourself, flaws and all. It is the awakening card in this Muse deck. I love that it is the awakening card, because it's talking about awakening to your divine nature, okay? It's talking about facing the music and ascension, being honest with yourself, being honest about who you are, and allowing yourself to be wholly, fully authentic yourself, and for having compassion for yourself, which grows your compassion for others as well, okay? Forgiving yourself, forgiving your beautiful soul for anything that you may be lingering, so that you can ascend, all right? And what's so gorgeous about these two cards, Leo, is that you've got the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, yes, is one of those cards of self-fulfillment. So this is so nice that we've got this sort of like accepting your flaws, continuing to healing. We're getting this resonating throughout the reading, as I thought, this Star card, this self-healing, this growing in self-love, right? All of that is there. And then the Nine of Pentacles represents success, spiritual, material satisfaction, personal achievement, celebration, the energy of a successful harvest. Look at that smile on her face. Okay, come on, Queen. Like, that is just really, really beautiful energy. Okay, so there's really a sense of like, I love all this like abundant energy of the herbs kind of hanging overboard. It's like the work that you all been doing, Leo, with your healing is going to be paying off with your one-on-one partnerships. There's going to be joy. There's going to be an abundance. There's going to be a self-acceptance, and understand that in your one-on-one partnerships, you cannot have good, strong one-on-one partnerships if you ain't got a one-on-one partnership with yourself that is a bubbling one-on-one partnership with yourself and prospering and abundant. So the fact that this is saying this, it's just showing that this will then be reflected in the actual connections you have with other human beings in your life. Okay. And that is going to be gorgeous. This is just wonderful energy to have in this spot, Leo. Loving this for you. Loving it. Loving it. Get out there and connect, y'all. Get out there and connect. All right. So we're going to move now from your 7th house to your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources. Now, this also kind of talks about transformation, your deep emotional bonds or the deeper aspects of your life. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. So we've got the 10 of Wands showing up twice already in your reading, because it showed up over here in the 10 of as the 10 of inspirations in your communication house, okay? This sense of being overburdened by responsibilities and obligations. So now it's showing up again in the deeper aspects. So no wonder you're communicating about it, because it's heavy in your spirit and in your mind. This sense of like, how am I going to carry all these burdens? But the good thing, what you need to remember about this 10 of Wands is that it becomes at this point that you begin to get innovative. She's got this little, what is this? It's so little. I think it's supposed to be like a buffalo. Y'all excuse me. I'm not exactly sure what that is. But anyway, she's got support, okay? And the support is where she's putting she's not going to carry all of the wands now at this point. She's getting to shift her paradigm, as we talked about. Think about things differently. This is in the deeper level, right? Now, the other thing is you've got this beautiful card of the Hermit. The Hermit is about knowing that the answers are within. The Hermit is about taking time to pause, do some introspection, do some meditation with spirit, allow yourself to get downloaded from the higher energies that are working with you to be able to guide you on your soul journey. And because this is falling within your 8th house of like those deeper levels of transformation, and we already see that your whole reading is covered by the Star card, which is about healing and transformation as well. This is just sort of a deeper level, and is spirit really saying, be sure, Leo, that you're taking time in the month of April to also get some downtime so that you can go in and reflect so that you can continue to grow and to heal. Okay, that's lovely. So now we're going to move on to your 9th house, which is going to be your house of adventure and higher learning. This can also talk about travel. For those of you who are in the writing or publishing business, it can talk about publishing. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, okay. An adventure. Okay, so the Death card is talking about letting go. And I love this card, the way it's illustrated here, because it really talks about, it's really so clearly illustrated that it's also talking about the death of some ideas, some death of some things in the past, because we've got this huge cobweb that's over her mind. What are some outdated ways that you have been thinking, some outdated ways in which you have been taking action in your life, almost on robot, on autopilot, right? Without really thinking about it. They're just ways that you think that things should be because of how you grew up, or certain traditions that you haven't sort of reevaluated to see, is this still true for me? Is this still serving me? Okay. And so in regards to your sense of adventure, to your sense of higher learning, remember, higher learning is also about broadening your horizons, what it is that you're seeing, how are you growing, how are you moving forward, right? This is saying you need to look, Leo, at some old, outdated ideas you have, and allow new things to blossom out of your mind, okay? Let go of those things that no longer serve you. Trust that spirit is guiding you, as you can see here in this card, okay? That spirit is guiding you in the background, and whether you think of it as a spirit, a higher power, God, Jesus, or your Allah or Buddha or whatever it might be, or just your own internal guide. They're kind of overwatching this process of you really shifting your ways of thinking to open up the possibilities of what's there for you in the future. Then you've got this accompanied, and I love this in the sense of like higher learnings. Some of you are definitely going to be traveling because you've got this Two of Wands. The Two of Wands card is about setting your goals and then taking action on it. And I love, if you see here, you've got the little world down in here. You got your little van on in here so that you can get ready to get up and go, make your decision and go ahead and do what you're going to do. It definitely feels like you all will be doing some traveling within the month of April. Maybe short trips, maybe more global trips for some of you. Depends on what is up in your world, because this is a general reading. But the other key thing about the Two of Wands is it's telling you to really think about your goals. Where are you going? Where are you trying to achieve? And then take some steps in that direction. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful, Leo. Okay, now we're moving now on to your 10th house, which is going to be your house of career and profession. Okay, your career and profession. Ooh, isn't that is repeated as well. Okay, interesting. So it's always good to see you this Six of Inspiration is repeated as well. Where, isn't it? Or did I make that up? It's the Six of Wands. Is this it? Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, maybe it's not. I feel like it's here. Okay. But okay, so the Six of Wands is talking about, oh yeah, no, I don't think that, no, that one's not. That's not here. Okay, so the Six of Wands is talking about it's a very successful card. It's like reaching a milestone of success. Notice she's got the star up above her. It's like you all are going to be stars. You are the shining star, right? You are going to be the shining star in April. It talks about not only your own personal success, which we're also getting over here with this sort of Nine of Pentacles energy, but this card really kind of speaks more about actually being recognized, being thanked for, and it's publicly recognized, right? It's that sense of seriously being a star, right? That people are seeing you, they're acknowledging you, they're calling you out and saying, go Leo, you did that, right? Okay. And it's showing up in your career and profession house. So that's even better. So in your roles or whatever work it is that you do, and I'm sure there's a lot of different possibilities out there, whether you work for yourself in your own business, whether you work for someone else, whether you have multiple jobs, whether you just have one steady one, whether you're retired, whether you're disabled, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you do to further your career or profession or do the work that you want to do in this life, you are going to be recognized in the month of April, and most likely in some sort of public way. Okay, so keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, and because it's really saying that you're in a good place. Now, you've also got the Queen of Cups, which I love for you, because the Queen of Cups represents this loving, balanced, emotional energy, right? The Queen of Cups, all the queens and kings are highly abundant, like deeply abundant. But the thing about the Queen of Cups is that she's very balanced emotionally. She has a high level of emotional intelligence. And so she is, and this is in your career sector as well. So it's really saying that in the month of April, you're going to really be able to show up as this energy and be really well balanced in your career and in your profession. You're going to be able to work very well with others because you're going to have a great sense of, you're going to be tapped into your emotions in a way that's so balanced that you'll be able to read other people as well. Okay. Just lovely energy. Personally being thanked, recognized, and celebrated, having some success, and then also being emotionally balanced and your emotional intelligence being on the upswing. Okay, beautiful for your career. This is going to be an abundant month for you because the Queen of Cups is also very, very abundant. Okay, so riches, y'all, riches. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now we're moving on to your 11th house, which is going to be your house of networks. You can also think of it as communities, right? This is what we're looking at. What are the communities that you're engaged in? Ooh, okay, yes. So it can be all types of communities that you're engaged in. A spiritual community, it could be your friend community, it could be your work community, it could be your contact community, your business partners or vendor community, whatever it is for you. We all have multiple groups that we deal with or networks that we deal with. And so we're looking now at what is going to be occurring for you in these groups. Now we've got this energy. This is very much like, I love the imagery on this card. This is the Ace of Emotions. So we just were talking about the Queen of Emotions. The Ace, remember, all aces are at the beginning of a cycle, right? So it talks about new beginnings. And this is talking about a new beginnings in regards to your emotional world. And cups can also represent love. So some of y'all out there, whether you're attached or not, if you are not attached, you all are looking at like a new message of love. This could be a new love relationship coming in, especially because you got this Chariot coming in here. I mean, that's lovely, y'all. So we'll talk about that. So, but for those of you who are in a committed relationship or really just not trying to look for love right now, there is a new level of emotionality. You're still going to be receiving love, whether it be romantic love or is in a bit up to you all, because people gonna be coming at you. I can tell you that right now, because the Ace of Emotions is really all about that. So if you're already attached, it could just mean a newness in your current relationship, a new coming to a new space of love, a new depth, if you will, like digging into a new depth of love. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And then the Chariot energy is it's a fast moving energy, but what's cool about the Chariot, okay, this is a major arcana, so it's a major milestone. It is a very balanced energy because the light and the shadow have been worked out. They have tried to move forward before and failed and had to go back, balance their light and shadow within themselves. And now you're at a place where you're on the Chariot, you're moving forward with purpose, you're clear about your purpose, you know what direction you're moving in, and so you're going to go to ultimate success. Like this path of the Chariot is with success. You will be successful, okay? And so because it's in the realm of your networks and your groups, and you've got this emerging abundance of love, communication, of, this newness, this new energy of connection, engagement. It also talks about the emotions, talk about that deeper insight, this new level of self-love, coming to a new ascension, if you will, of knowing yourself, loving yourself wholly, accepting yourself through this judgment card, right, that we had in there, accepting your flaws, and just being able to look in the mirror and be like, yes, you are beautiful, you are perfect, whole, and complete just as you are, and really feeling all of that, which is going to you're going to be vibrating with that energy of love, which is going to be bringing in love for you, okay, my Leos? Whether or not it's already existing or not, it's just going to raise the vibration, okay? So that is really, really lovely. That is great. Love it. Okay, now your final house, which is going to be your 12th house, which is talking about your spirituality, but also it can talk about that which is unconscious, that which is going on underneath the surface, Leo. So what do you have going on underneath the surface? Okay, you have Okay, now this one was repeated. Yes, I get confused sometimes because they're using different language, but this is the Six of Materials, which is the Six of Pentacles, which is really interesting because you got the Six of Pentacles in your first house of your house of self, okay? And then now you're getting it in your 12th house, right beside with a different deck, okay? And so the Six of Materials here, as you can see, it's just such a joyful, abundant card. Now we're talking about that spirituality, that unconscious, what's going on underneath the surface. And this card, remember, talks about an equal balance, a joyful balance, as you can see here, of give and take, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. And I'm really getting the sense from Spirit that this is about, when we're talking about the undercurrent, it's like the giving and receiving to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way that you're giving and receiving to yourself, the way that you're giving and receiving to Spirit, your connection to your higher self. Okay, that balance is like the ultimate balance, right? Because if we have that balance locked, Leo, then you have got that locked in other areas of your life as well. It just shows up because it's coming from the depths of you, right? So this is a beautiful card to have. And on top of that, you've got the Knight of Wands, which I think is also a very powerful card because the Knight of Wands is a very passionate energy. Remember that knights are a bit more fast moving. And because it's the Knight of Wands, it's sort of a fiery, passionate energy. And it talks about pursuing your dreams, like really going after your dreams. Look at her joy. Like she's on fire. She got that drum on fire, y'all. It's about taking inspired action. And because this is talking about what's going on in the undercurrent, that means that you all are focusing on that. So it is bound to be sprouted from you in other areas of your life. Because in the undercurrent, you are going to be driving your passions forward, moving forward, even on an unconscious level. And I love that for you because that means that even if you're not seeing it right away, you are actually sowing the seeds of future great success, future great connection, future great passion that you will have in your life, okay? And we need that at all levels. So this is a incredible reading, Leo. You've got a lot of really great themes going on here. So I'm just going to kind of revisit a couple of them, and we're going to look at these two guidance cards from Spirit. So, we're really seeing overall, like you've got this self-healing energy of the star. And so, that is kind of getting played out throughout. You're going to need to remember to do some introspection. Okay, I'm going to have to hold just for a second for the heat. Okay, so let's continue. So, it gets really loud when the heater comes on, so I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So we were just kind of wrapping up here. So what I really wanted to kind of touch on was some of these things of self-healing, the work that you all have done, Leos, prior to now is going to be really paying off in the month of April, okay? One of the things you need to be cognizant of is forgiving yourself. Having compassion for yourself is going to continue to grow what you're seeing. And also with regards to your finances, remember to look up from any feelings of doubt, fear about finances or wealth, because Spirit is going to be showing you new opportunities. You've got a lot of newness coming in, a lot of opportunities to be able to shift your paradigm, shift the way you're thinking about things and approach it from a new way, okay? Keep moving forward on the things that are working well in your life, particularly in your health and wellness, all right? Make sure you take some time to pause, to tap in, do some introspection with Spirit throughout the month of April, okay? Let go of some old past ideas that are keeping you from moving forward, expanding, broadening your horizons within your higher education and I've totally lost my thinking. In that house of just expansion, right? What you're doing to kind of have adventure and higher learning, okay? Your career, you're going to be on fire, okay? On fire. You are the star, my Leos. You are the star. Y'all already know you the star. So you the star. And you're going to have some beautiful connections, some messages of love coming in. Just a really abundant month. So let's see here what the final guidance from Spirit is. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that aligns. We've got stillness and magic. Magic. Do you believe in magic, Leo? Because you should, because your month of April is going to be magical. Okay, so in regards to the stillness, right? Remember that we said, and throughout this, we're talking about you got that hermit energy over there. You've got this need to do some introspection with Spirit, okay? This is the Spirit of the reflecting pool card that you got from Spirit. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You can see the swan. It's like her reflection is like the swan, this beautiful swan. And swans are graceful. Swans are peaceful, right? Just gorgeous. Okay, and it says, in silence, you'll find the dwelling place of your soul. Take time to move into quietude, and you'll uncover a vast store of insight emerging within you. In ongoing situations in your life, hold back. Take time to reflect before responding, okay? Continue on your journey of self-love here is really what Spirit is saying, okay? Continue. Take time with your introspection, all right? And then you've got magic. Look at that. You may want to pay attention to the full moon. I believe the full moon is on the 6th or the 7th of April. And you may want to see if you can go outside and get connected with that full moon, because this is just a brilliantly beautiful full moon. And it's almost like there's an activation that's happening here with this full moon. It's really, really beautiful. This is the spirit of the moonlit light enchantment. Okay, it says, believe in magic. You are being given powerful, mystical messages from Spirit. Take time to listen. Again, you're being reiterated, Leo. I know y'all like to be out and about and on the town, and you can definitely do that in April, but you also need to take some time for introspection. Allow the luminescent, receptive energy of the moon to activate your creativity. You receive mystical messages, and you are a spiritual messenger for others, okay? You can only be of service to others. You can only be a light to others when you are a light for yourself, my beautiful Leos. So keep going on your healing journey. You've got that star energy covering your whole a month. You've got a beautiful April month ahead. I'm excited for you. If you're liking the readings that you're getting with the Abundant Joy Tarot, this is our day. I ask you to please click that subscribe button down there. Share the video to your other Leos and give me a like. And I would really appreciate that. We're going to continue to grow the community. So thanks so much. Have a joyful, abundant day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.